We are living through dangerous times. The gross mismanagement of the economy over the past few decades has reached a critical level. Politicians throughout the Western world have spent too much and borrowed too much. In order to keep the ball rolling, central banks printed huge amounts of money and kept interest rates artificially low. This led to an enormous bubble, both in the stock market and the bond market. It went on for longer than anyone could have imagined. But now the consequences are finally here. Inflation has erupted with an intensity the likes of which we haven't seen since the 1970s. The economy is in stagnation and probably entering a recession. The bubbles are threatening to burst and wipe out the retirement savings of millions of people. There is no longer a way to hide the ugly truth. The prosperity which we enjoyed in recent years was nothing but an illusion, induced by a deluge of cheap credit. Western civilization is on the brink of bankruptcy. If that is not enough, we are also suffering from a social crisis. Open border policies have flooded the West with millions of third world immigrants who do not share Western values and are having difficulty assimilating. The woke culture which has taken over our lives is tearing us apart, pitting people against each other over issues of race and gender. In the large cities, crime and random violence are becoming commonplace. There is an epidemic of substance abuse. Antisocial behavior is for some reason being tolerated, and in some cases even normalized. All this is seemingly being orchestrated by the ruling elite, which has become so nihilistic and decadent that it is turning against its own people. All the institutions which were supposed to defend us are failing. The media, the academia, the judiciary. They all appear to be inhabited by weak and corrupt individuals who are abusing their positions in order to promote a political agenda. We're forced to watch as basic liberties, such as the freedom of speech, are gradually being eroded. And if we dare to speak out against any of this, we are in danger of being silenced. How come all of these problems are occurring simultaneously? I believe that this is no coincidence. As amazing as it may sound, everything is linked to the monetary system which we have been using in the past 50 years. You see, sound money such as gold and silver promotes honesty and creativity. Since it tends to preserve its value over time, it encourages saving and teaches the public how to postpone gratification. This way, it produces people of high morals and discipline. Fiat currency, on the other hand, tends to lose its value. Therefore, it teaches people that saving is not worthwhile, and that they better spend their paycheck as quickly as possible on whatever brings them pleasure. They lose sight of the future and focus only on the here and now. This way, they become careless and hedonistic. The ruling elite, who have access to unlimited amounts of credit, become spoiled and arrogant. They see how easy it is to become rich through speculation and graft, and lose all respect towards the working class. They take for granted the food on their table and the electricity which powers their homes, forgetting the constant effort which is needed in order to provide them. Out of contempt, they levy more and more taxes and impose more and more rules and regulations until life for the average person becomes unbearable. With time, they begin to hate their own people and betray them at any opportunity. I argue that the widespread corruption which we are witnessing today is a direct result of the monetary system under which we live. The situation has become so severe that we are likely to experience some sort of a collapse. The prices of commodities will skyrocket as our national currencies lose all value. This is what we call hyperinflation. It takes place when the public loses faith in the currency and starts dumping it in exchange for any tangible good. Unlike inflation, which is a long and arduous process, hyperinflation can happen very quickly, within the span of a few months or even a few weeks. Nowadays, with the help of smartphones and the internet, it can happen even more rapidly. Those who live through a hyperinflation see their life savings wiped out, almost overnight. The economy grinds to a halt. Basic products are unavailable or become so expensive that hardly anyone can afford them. The human suffering is immense. In my view, the only way to protect ourselves from such a scenario is through the precious metals, gold and silver. These are the only two commodities which the average person can own directly, without the help of an intermediary. Unlike wheat, they don't rot, and unlike fuel, they're not dangerous to store. They are durable and compact, and can fit inside any small safe. They have served us as money for thousands of years, and have always managed to maintain their value. There are good reasons to believe that they will continue to do so in the future as well. Moreover, by holding precious metals, we can also begin to reform our societies. Sound money will give the people a reason to rebuild all that has been destroyed and eventually bring about a better age. So please join the Silver Hermit channel and hit the bell icon in order to be notified whenever I release a new video. Here we will be covering not only the precious metals market, but also the economic, geopolitical and social issues which are driving it forward. Remember, I am not a licensed financial advisor, and none of what I say should be considered as investment advice. But I have been studying and writing about this market since 2013, and I have plenty of experience with it. I believe that I can provide important insights that will help you and your family get through these dangerous times. Together, we will survive and thrive.